Hi Aquarius, welcome into a general weekly reading for you. This will be for the week of February 10th to the 16th, 2025. I feel like this is going to be a busy but somewhat peaceful week for you, where Spirit wants you to get back out there and live, okay? Create new sets of experiences for you. I also find, this came up in the last attempt to get your reading going, that the lack of creativity or the minimal amounts of creativity within your world is taking a highlight because you're needing to be more creative to re-spark that part of you, part of your life, okay? And that's going to come through and exist differently for everybody. But at the bottom of the deck, this is the Sacred Light Oracle deck, which we will be utilizing. We have the Inner Oracle card, which I split the deck to, talking about you are the channel, deja vu, and self-fulfilling prophecy. I feel like there's a huge highlighting on a self-fulfilling prophecy that a lot of witch drawn to the reading have. And maybe you're seeing growing at this time. But you're going to find that this is a week of aha moments, deja vu. I feel like I lived this before. For some, it's because of a dream that you had vividly. Maybe even this may be in regards to a past life or two. But I do feel either way, there are going to be certain deja vu repeating kind of moments, even with certain things, moments or feeling added onto the next one, if that makes sense, happening, within your current life. Hope that makes sense. But I do feel as if this is a time where you are gaining certain levels of justice and thinking about more justice that you deserve and want for the future, as I feel it is a time where the scales are balancing out in your Aquarian favor. Let's keep pulling. What else do we have for Aquarius? The Lord Melchizedek card, talking about indecision, ego-based actions, and lifestyle change, because this one came out right off the bat to begin the last attempt for your reading. And the highlighting, the bolding of the lifestyle change part of the card is reiterating, what we were just speaking upon not too long ago. Getting out there and living a different lifestyle change. For some, you need to be socializing more. You need to be better taking care of yourself in certain ways. Needing to utilize Mother Nature more to your advantage. But I want to say as well, there's going to be a focus on working out and skincare. But I do feel as if there are certain moments of indecision that are leaving you feeling a little bit lost, right? Certain question marks, maybe even you're questioning yourself and Spirit saying, just feel it out, right? And this is going to be a moment where it pushes you to spark or just grow the trust that you should be having 1000% when it comes to your strong Aquarian intuition. You might find that ADHD or ADD plays into this. You know what I mean? I can relate. But they're also saying something that and this may also play into that, something that you choose time and time again, right? Or you choose something several times and then you choose something else several times. That's taking a highlight. But for some, it could be something that you just keep consuming, utilizing, purchasing, or doing, and you're maybe expecting different results, or just needing to examine this in a more honest, truthful light, okay? But the Language of Light card, talking about self-discovery, interesting. Rediscovery is what it says. Humble warrior, humble wanderer is what it says, and communication. But I feel like this is a time where you're needing to shine your light more so in the midst of feeling to yourself. It's this sense of you finding it difficult at this point along your path. And it may not be anything new for you, but it's feeling like it's not super easy or even the right choice at certain points to trust people. It's like there are people surrounding you at certain points. For some, it's at work where you can trust them to an extent, but you can't. You know what I mean? You once have done me wrong, but now I trust you more than who I trusted fully before. But I feel as if there are people working to your advantage. I feel like in the spiritual realm and your physical reality, you're needing to understand that you are more than supported and epically guided at this point along your spiritual path, because it feels like there are times where things feel all over the place, difficult, maybe heavy. You feel a bit, if not fully lost, confused, a bit fuzzy. And they're saying that this week will not involve that energy 24/7, but there's bits of that, scattered throughout this week period. And so you're needing to remember, and you may get direct messages, confirmation of this. You are very supported and you are very guided. And I even feel like people, once again, in a work situation or at a distance or up close in regards to your business, maybe family, friends, you name it, want to and are choosing to support you, okay? And I'm now hearing money isn't everything. Money isn't everything. You may, like myself, need a reminder of that. But I feel that way of living and moving forward dates back. The Dolphin card, didn't mean to say that as well. You may find that this is a week where you say things purposely, but by accident, and it's very much a spiritual occurrence. But the dolphin aspect of this card says that you need to be focusing on your happiness. I do feel there are going to be moments of true joy, happiness throughout the week, and even peace and humble energy wrapped up into it all. But there are moments where Spirit's saying, even if you were to think back to the previous week or two, or the previous month, maybe the end parts of 2024, you have not been the happiest version of yourself. And so why is that? I get that you deal with a lot. I get you have a lot on your plate. I get that things affect you negatively. And you're continuously striving for improvement in certain ways, but you are more skilled than you give yourself credit for, than you remember, in regards to utilizing past strategies to be the happiest version of yourself. So the week gives you prime opportunity to step up to the plate and say, you know what, I deserve ultimate happiness. So I'm going to do more of this, less of this, right? I'm going to adjust my lifestyle to my advantage, period. Because I feel like there are some overachievers drawn to the reading, working yourself. And they're saying, well, when you're consistently putting in that effort, or for the most part, consistently putting in that effort, and you aren't getting everything back that you feel you should, or at least not always, and then you end up going into a state of burnout, or you almost do, and then you recover, you get, heal, get back to it, and then you, again, it's like a repeating cycle, and then you're heading towards or achieve a burnout. Interesting wording. And so they're saying the cycles of your life, and that I feel is for a lot, one of which taking a highlight, all right? But I feel like you are really confident at this point along your path as well, and that's taking a true highlight throughout the week in the mind's the awareness of other people. It's this feeling of you strutting your stuff, and Spirit's saying people are wondering how you got to this point. You know what I mean? And they're saying it took a long time, over the span of your lifetime up until this point, your path, you have been through a lot and have decided to work on growing and enhancing your confidence. And it looks good on you, you know what I mean? But let's move on to some tarot. Almost 9 minutes of just the oracle cards. But yeah, I was getting that from this imagery here. There's also a very powerful, majestic sort of energy about you, where they are labeling you as a golden ray of light in this within this universe. But you might as well find that tying back into the lack of full happiness in the recent past. They're asking you, what has made you emotional? I'm not saying get back into that state, obviously, or overly focus upon it to the point of maybe more confusion or emotion once again. But there needs to be a realization of some sort or multiple in regards to what affected you in that sense. I want to ask you, have you been cleansing your energy enough? I feel like some of which onto the reading need to just find a reputable source is what I'm hearing, and purchase some Palo Santo, maybe some sage, okay? The Queen of Pentacles coming out, the Seven of Swords, as well as the World card. Yeah, because this is coming out in the reversal, the World card, as well as it's also feeling accurate for you in the upright, because in certain ways your world is changing for the better. In other ways, you're holding your world back from evolving to the furthest extent. You know what I mean? For spirit to fully be able to assist you, you have to be open to that. You have to put in the necessary effort at certain points. You know what I mean? And so I feel like it's a week, my friend, where spirit is saying, again, do what you know you have to, and make the changes that you know you should be more than ever making. As again, I do feel there are certain world developing changes taking place for you, and that the week prepares you for in the near future. The Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles once again, because I feel like untrustworthy behavior is taking a highlight. Again, was it your reading where we mentioned you find it hard to trust people? And obviously not everybody deserves and should be gaining your individual Aquarian trust, but it may be like Libra's reading, which we mentioned right off the bat for them. You're a bit too guarded, okay? You're maybe too cautious. I'm not saying don't trust your intuition and, have a good head on your shoulders in that sense, you know what I mean? By noticing the red flags and trusting what you've learned and experienced. But they're saying out of preparation, especially for new friendships and even acquaintances and maybe more romance, dating in your life in the future, take that guard down a bit. See how good it actually feels. Yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking at certain points, but it's going to benefit you greatly. But yeah, some of which are dealing with untrustworthy energy at work. Okay, this could be even maybe financial matters for a select few, but it feels like spirit is saying, just if that's the case, stay in your own lane. You know what I mean? But it even feels like somebody who you once couldn't trust, or at least fully. And that may have been right off the bat when you first met them, when your worlds intertwined. You are now finding that they're more than ever working to your advantage. It's like, can't things just make sense? Can't things be more consistent? While you may even find it's the complete opposite with someone else where, and I can relate, this is two authority figures that I work with, where someone who was, or at least you thought was fully working to your advantage and speaking kindly about you, maybe even gifting you, is now working against you somehow. It's crazy because I had an authority figure who gifted me a crystal, and she was supportive of me. She was so nice and is at certain points still, but now she's working against me. And I have another authority figure where I did not trust her in the beginning, and she even was working against me for a while, and now she's working to my advantage. I think part of it's because she wants the other authority figure out, but anyways, it's just that's coming into play for some. But don't play into the BS is what I'm hearing. The Two of Cups is what I just split the deck to, because I feel like you are thinking about connections within your life. You're thinking about how to further one, to maybe move a connection in a healthier direction. Maybe that's your connection with yourself. Maybe it's even in regards to your spirituality for some, but it could definitely apply to a relationship with another soul in this physical reality. But I'm going to leave your random reading at that. Spirit wants to remind you once again, it's time to get out there and live and change your lifestyle, your day-to-day life for the better, okay? So I hope this was truly helpful, Aquarius. I am sending you so much love and light. I'll see you in your next read.